the units for this drawing are decimal feet, and it's a design that's been developed in the US. I'd like to show how one applies dimensions to a design such as this. I've created a layer called LDIM, and I've made it the current layer. And what I've done now is put 3 dimensions in along the vertical line along the driveway. In fact, if I wanted to improve the look of those dimensions, I think the text for the dimensioning is a little too high, the offset from the line. That's dealt with by dimensions and dimension style. You can see that the text is standard. The height is 0.8. You might argue that's a little bit high. Let's bring it to 0.7. And as far as the geometry is concerned, we might make the arrow a little smaller, 0.9. I'm trying to demonstrate how you can tweak the dimension style, and the offset from the origin is this figure here. But that figure there is also here offset from the dim line 0.625. So let's halve it and make it 0.3. We'll go OK. Can you see the text now jumps back? But because this dimension's been put in the US environment, we want to indicate that it's feet. And again, you do that via dimension styles. Units, we'll leave the unit precision at 2. You might want to cut that back. The decimal separator has been set to period, which is correct. Sometimes people have that set as a comma. But what we want is to suffix the single quote. And if we do that, now we've got 9.78 with the single quote, which is read as feet in the US environment. So our dimensioning is looking a little neater. What happens when we try and put a dimension for the inner period of that little landing? This represents a walkway through here about 5 foot wide and then goes to a 7 foot wide landing. To put a linear dimension in, you click here. I always snap to a corner and pick it up again. A lot of people run with snap on. Now I've got ortho on, so it's going to jump horizontally out, and the dimension line location will be there. We should be able to take ortho off just for the moment and pick this, and we should be able to slide that text along so now it sits in the middle. But can you see the line in this area here is a little ugly? What I want to do is put ortho back on, and the dimension is 5.66 feet. What I want to do is to move that to line it up with the previous dimension like so. And now, as long as we move this, it is on the correct layer, but we have to change and have it by layer. Now they sit correctly, and when I go to the plan, here are the dimensions that we've just put in. So they're all in decimal feet now and can be read by the construction team, and they look neatly lined up. So you control thing. Now when I look at it, I think the text height is still too high, so I'll go to dimension style. I'm going to cut back the height of text to 0.6 and enter, and all the text gets adjusted as we all in one go. So I'm relatively happy with that now, and we can start plotting or printing that layout with dimensions.